Well, good morning. Hope everyone had a restful night. I had a restful night, other than the mosquitoes, which were quite a few of them. Had to sleep with all the windows up just to keep them out of the vehicle all night. Luckily, it was pretty chill as far as temperature goes, so we didn't fry in the vehicle overnight. But this morning, I get up to get out and stretch and move around, and they just start swarming. I mean, they're everywhere. I had the doors open for just like, I don't know, a minute or two before I get back in. I get back in, sit back down, and I mean, they're just like 4 or 5 buzzing on the windshield. And I have, you kill one, then 4 more appear, and you kill that too, and then, it's just a lot of them. And the mosquitoes, at least in that area where we were camping, was some of the worst we've seen. Well, anyways, we're gonna continue our way towards Canyonville and then Port Orford to finish up the Trans-American Trail. So I've only been driving for, I don't know, 2 hours roughly now. And the terrain has turned from like it was yesterday, like, kind of like almost desert-like with trees and really dusty and, sparse shrubs everywhere kind of deal, to what I would consider Oregon to be like when you think of Oregon, the Pacific Northwest, where we have really tall trees, a lot of green, and it looks like a lot of rain they would have here. So I imagine the closer we get to the coast, the greener it's going to get. Found a spot with a pretty good view here. Just got up the road a little ways. Been on mostly paved roads, so I'm gonna go ahead and air up. Also, just up the road around the corner, they're doing construction on the road, repairing it with like huge culverts. So we're gonna have to detour all the way back down to the main road and drive into Canyonville that way instead of going up and over the mountain. Not a big deal. We'll just go ahead and air up to highway pressures and go from there. Up the road to where we need to get back onto the TAT. We went through Canyonville, had a little small detour, of course, got gas, which it worked out because we needed to go through Canyonville anyways to get gas. If we had followed the trail and the road wasn't closed, we would have had to take a 10-mile detour up the mountain to get fuel, versus we basically went through Canyonville and then down the mountain. So anyways, our next destination will be Port Orford, the end of the Trans-American Trail for us. Check out this view. Been climbing the mountains up here for a while now, and probably went up like 1,000 feet or more, and then got to the top, and here we have a great view. And it looks like they've done a lot of logging around here, just like scalped sections of the mountain. We are probably 30 miles roughly of TAT driving left to get to the coast, and probably about 20 miles in a straight direction. Just found another road closed section of the TAT. Looks like we're gonna have to be going quite a ways around this one. This is like the last section that goes like up and over some mountains and then down into the last section before the coast. So it looks like we're gonna have to detour all the way around this section of mountain, get to the coast, and then go down and then get to it. I don't know, we'll see what we can find. So I think I found a potentially shorter way around, instead of having going all the way back to the main roads and then like basically going around the mountain range to the coast. There's this Forest Service road that we're on currently, that if I follow it and then turn left, it'll kind of basically go back up the mountain and then turn onto a couple different Forest Service roads. It'll then go back onto the main section of the TAT, basically bypassing where the road closure is. Hopefully, that's the plan. Doesn't mean it's gonna work out, but that's just the plan. It's definitely a bit more overgrown in this section of the trail that I decided to take to try and get around the road blockage. Overgrown's fine. Just gotta take your time and make sure you can still see the road. We may have had to detour quite a bit, but we found a heck of a view along the way. Just now made it back to the Forest Service road that the TAT follows. That was about a 30-minute detour. I guess that's still probably shorter than having to go around this mountain range and then to the coast and then up the coast to Port Orford. So now we should be heading our way finally towards Port Orford. I have to say, this section has felt like the longest drive that we've done so far. What I thought was going to be a short day, because it didn't seem like that many miles left, has turned into an all-day event. I thought it was going to be done at like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock today. It's 3:22 right now, and we still have like probably 45 minutes to go until we even get to the coast. Oh man, just a lot of real slow, back and forth, curvy, narrow Forest Service roads up in these mountains. No more than probably 10 miles away from finishing the TAT, we have a flat tire. I'm airing it back up right now to see if I can hear it leaking air, to see if I can plug it or if I have to just straight up change it. Well, I found the air leak. It's right here. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to plug that, and I'm not really sure what made it bust right there anyways. So, I guess we'll get the plug kit out and see if I can plug it. So I was able to get it plugged, but it's still leaking. I think the way that it's been busted in here,
it's like right here in like one of these gaps of the tread that it's just too hard to get a plug in there correctly to get it to stay aired up. So looks like we're gonna have to change it. How does that saying go? Try again, or third time's the charm. So it turns out the third time is literally the charm. So plugged it once, was a leak. Found another one here, was a leak. But then with those two in, it was still so I got to playing around looking at the treads. Turns out right under this block right here, which is, I guess, like this one, or yeah, like that one. At the bottom of that, there was another leak. So I rimmed that one out, plugged it, and we're good. Hopefully that does it. Aired the tire all the way back up to 37 PSI, and we'll see if it holds air. We'll just take it easy with it. If it holds, it holds. If not, we can take it off and put our spare one on. Well, guess what town we're finally rolling into? Port Orford, Oregon. Oh, whew. It's been a long trip, but we've made it. And I'll say we've made it once we see the ocean, which I think is probably just over the hill up ahead. This stuff's soft. Well, we've officially made it to the end of the Trans-American Trail as far as the old style, where it went from North Carolina, where we started, to the Oregon coast at the Pacific Ocean, which is where we are ending it. Oh man, it has been a long 24, 25 days now, and what, almost 5,000 miles? I'll put it on screen exactly how many miles, but it has been a journey of 1,000, was it 1,000 leagues or 1,000 miles? Begins with one step and ends with one step, which seems pretty fitting considering. But it is nice to have achieved this, to be done with it, to be officially finished the Trans-American Trail, and to have arrived at Port Orford at the coast. I have to say, I'm sure our Montero is ready for a bath. We have not washed it since we've started. I was wanting to see what 5,000 miles worth of road grime and grit will look like after 5,000 miles, of course. And I have to say, she's gotten pretty dirty. We've had one flat tire along the way, but other than that, she has performed beautifully. I have thoroughly enjoyed driving it. Wish it had been a little bit more power, but you know, if you take your time and just enjoy yourself, that's not that big of a deal. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day, head up to my hotel, which is literally at the top of the hill, and go get a shower, rest, and relax and sigh a breath of relief now that we've made it to the end of the Trans-American Trail. But do be sure to continue watching, because we'll be talking more about the Trans-American Trail, what I used, what I didn't use, you know, tips and tricks, more videos, more things like that. So otherwise, be sure to subscribe and like, and we'll see you in the next one. Gonna step into the Pacific Ocean. Holy shit, this is gonna be cold. I'll wait for a current to come up here. Don't want to get drowned here. Oh, it gets cold. Oh my god. Oh god, that's cold. Oh, okay. I've stepped in it. Oh god. I've been in the Pacific Ocean.